Hey, y'all, it's Allie. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. We have recently been doing a few dupes for you guys of products that you may purchase that you can easily make. We've been doing this on our channel for the whole year. I don't know why I'm acting like it's something new, but we did onion soup mix, we've done bouillons, we've done a lot of those things. And one thing that I kept getting asked over and over was cream of anything soup base. So basically like cream of mushroom, cream of cheddar, cream of celery, cream of, I don't even know what all the different options are. Mushroom is the one we use the most in cheddar. But I wanted to show you guys how we make, well, there's a little residual in here, but how we make a powdered form that you easily just add water to and half a cup of whatever ingredient you're trying to make. So like half a cup of mushrooms if you want mushroom, half a cup of cheese if you want cheese, half a cup of broccoli if you want broccoli. So it's really easy. This makes enough for probably like 12 cans worth of soup. So it may seem like a bunch, but it lasts forever in my pantry. And whenever we need to use it, I'll explain to you later how you do that. But let's just get started. Get on with it, girlfriends. I do this in a blender. It helps break down the ingredients and it helps everything get really combined together. So the first thing you need is 2 cups of powdered milk. I use this Nido brand. I know it's like a toddler formula is what they say. It's a higher fat content, and so it gets creamier than some of the non-fat milks that I've tried. If you want to do coconut milk or something like that, a dried version, you can. Just pick your favorite dried milk, darn it, I don't care. So you need 2 cups of that. I get this at Sam's Club because you get this huge can, which we use quite a bit of this in different recipes, especially doing, you know, shelf-stable type stuff for you guys. We use a lot, and this is like $15. Look at the size of my head. Where a lot of powdered milks, like the little bag at Kroger, is $15 of like their brand. So I'll just do this. The next thing you need is cornstarch or arrowroot powder. It's 3/4 of a cup. I have swapped to mostly arrowroot powder, but if you don't have a corn allergy, there's nothing wrong with eating corn. It's up to you. The next thing you need is half a cup of a powdered bouillon of your choice. I'm using chicken bouillon today. This is actually our chicken bouillon, so it's actually, I'm gonna say actually a lot. It is a non-chicken chicken bouillon. It doesn't actually have chicken in it. We have a beef bouillon as well that uses mushroom. We have a couple different bouillons on the channel. If you don't have one of those, pick your favorite bouillon. It's not a big thing. Then we need some spices. This is gonna add some of those flavors to make it like what you're looking for. So the first thing you need is onion powder or granulated onion. We have a video, I don't know if you've seen it, showing you how we make our own onion powder, garlic powder, tomato powder, all different spices that are on our spice rack, which we are gonna be doing a tour of that very soon. How we make them using real vegetables. So it does stick together a tiny bit, but honestly, it's not that bad. You need 2 teaspoons of that going in. So sometimes our version can be a little bit stronger. So if you do use onion and you don't want it to be like, woo, use a little bit less, but we don't mind the onion flavor. Then you need some basil. This is basil from our garden. We just let it air dry in our laundry room and then we crunch it up. I have a huge Ziploc of it, probably enough for 2 years, just from this year's garden. And our garden is still going. So you just need 2 teaspoons of this. If you miss, I love when we do homemade spices because sometimes you're like, oh, that was a little piece of something in there. I don't know. That's our basil. The next thing we need is thyme. I'm using thyme leaves because it's what I've got. If you're using ground, do half of what I tell you to do. It's 2 teaspoons of this as well. One of our kids does not like thyme or rosemary. Like the weirdest spices not to like. But in this, it kind of just blends in, so you kind of don't know it's there, if you know what I mean. Like, well, we're gonna blend it, so you can't really tell it's there. The next thing we need, black pepper. I need 1 teaspoon of black pepper going in. If you like pepper, you can use a little bit more. And then the last thing is optional. Sean likes parsley flakes in anything that he can put them in. So I do drop a couple teaspoons of parsley flakes in there. Doesn't really change the flavor or do much, but he likes them and it makes it pretty because it's got the greens. I am going to run, oh, by the way, we have a Blend Tech blender. I will try to remember to link it below. A lot of people have said, oh, what blender do you have? We bought this refurbished. I'm literally thinking 15 or 16 years ago. We have one called the wild side. So this one side of our blender is flat. It doesn't really matter. We bought it refurbished for like $200 15 years ago. They are like $400, but honestly, if this thing dies on us, I would absolutely buy another one. It is a fantastic blender and well worth the price. I don't know how many of those like cheapy Walmart ones we went through before we just invested in this one, and it's the best. Anyways, I'm gonna run and blend this in the blender just until your herbs and everything are all incorporated. If you don't have this blender, you can use like a magic, I call it magic bullet. I think it's called a magic blender, bullet. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about, the little bullet blenders. You can use one of those. You can use your food processor as well. This is just the highest powered appliance that we have. So I'm gonna run and do that. Be right back. So I just use, this is honestly an old pickle jar, but it's glass and it's got a good lid that fits it well. So let me dump out the old stuff real quick. There wasn't much in there, but I don't like to have old at the bottom. FIFO, right? First in, first out. So this is our mix after it's blended. It's just a powder mix, you guys. We're just gonna dump that into our container. My blender does get things a little bit warm as it blends them because of how fast it goes. But, oh, I'm gonna give this a tap. Just to loosen it up from the bottom. All right. You can double this recipe and literally you'll have enough cream of whatever soup you need for like ever, you guys. It lasts for a long time. So I just stick this in our pantry. It's got a good tight lid to use it. How do you use this stuff? So when you need to use this, you are gonna take for one, this is equal to 1 can of like Campbell's cream of whatever soup. It's 1/3 of this mix, 1/3 of a cup, not 1/3 of the mix. 1/3 cup of this mix, you mix it with 1 1/4 cups of, I usually do warm water because it just helps it break down a little bit easier, but cold water is fine. And then you add 1/2 cup of whatever cream of soup you are trying to make. So if you're making broccoli, you would add 1/2 cup of cooked broccoli. If you're doing chicken, I use canned chicken because it disintegrates into the mix really well, so use 1/2 cup of canned chicken. If you're doing cream of, well, it's not really cream of. If you're doing like cheddar cheese soup, you would mix this with 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. We got chicken, cheese, broccoli, celery, 1/2 cup of celery. And then for the 1/2 cup of mushrooms, I usually dehydrate mushrooms and then I kind of break them up and use it in here too. You can use fresh mushrooms. I would suggest cooking them down just a tiny bit because of the water that they're gonna have. So basically any cooked vegetable and this, and you have a cream of potatoes. Canned potatoes work really well, the little diced ones. Or if you have Azure, you can use their like hash browns, the frozen ones. Just bring them to room temperature, let them thaw out, and then you have cream of potato soup. So like, see how you can use it like in anything? This is what I love about it because Campbell soup or any cream of soup has gone up. I remember it used to be like, any of them were 99 cents or less. Not the case so much anymore, right? So the highest cost thing in this whole recipe was probably our our milk, our dried milk. But if you buy it in a big old container and buy it in bulk, plan on using it in, other recipes. Like if you use milk in your bread, you can use powdered milk. But just sub it out and things and you'll go through that can pretty fast. This can is less than a year old and we're getting to the nitty gritty. And it doesn't expire until January of 2026 anyways. So we'll gladly make it through that because I do a lot of coffee. Anyways, that is our cream of anything soup base, you guys. If you have holiday baking coming up, think like green bean casserole. Boom, I got you covered, you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. And if there's any dupes that you guys are looking for that we have not done already, which we've got a lot, let me know below. I'm always trying to, if I don't film a video on it, by the way, I will often answer you with a recipe in the comments below if I don't already have one. But we do have a running book of suggestions going, and anytime I'm like, what am I gonna film today? Oh, look, somebody wanted this, and I'll make a video for you guys. So this one was asked for many, many times. I didn't wanna make a batch when I still had a bunch of it left. So I made you wait, but it is worth the wait. I appreciate you guys. Ran over. Whew. Can you tell I had caffeine with lunch? I always say that, but then I'm gonna go, run a mile. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and have a great Thanksgiving for those of you guys that are in the US. And Canada, you guys had it a while ago. And if you're in other countries, do you have something similar to our Thanksgiving? I'd love to know. Anyways, thanks guys for watching.